All right, so speaking is agitating my cold. I've actually sat for 2 hours, maybe even longer, without saying much, and I feel fine. So we'll see if I can continue. I'm very interested in playing this, so that's why I want to continue. So we're at the end of the day, and the first things that happen at the end of the day is this. And then the next thing that happens is any disrupted units or out of fuel. Now there hasn't been any out of fuel units, so don't worry about that. But if there's anybody who's disrupted, I'm supposed to remove their marker, my side or theirs, and I don't think that exists anywhere. So, okay. So the Allies actually bailed this city out, so they're not going to be losing supply. But let's do things one thing at a time here. These units are coming out. And by the way, the Allies, even though this is 2 days ago, if they've never deployed, there is no special, they get to deploy if it's 2 days old like we do. So these are both coming out on the 20th, and that will help with the teal core. And then of course the red core is dated the 19th. And we're just starting on the 20th, so neither of those are going to get a free deployment. We're going to take 2 more of these offensive action cards, and they get shuffled in. If we can get across the Meuse, this OKW reserve would actually come out and become available, which is a massive pile of units. I think that's what we need. So it is a priority to get over there. And gosh darn it, we're so close, but I'm running into roadblocks. And now that we're at December 20th, those roadblocks won't appear as frequently. So if I avoid the victory point cities, I don't even have to worry about the roadblocks. That's the key thing here. So maybe we can get across the Meuse now on December 20th. All right, so that's shuffled. And then these guys are gonna be shuffled. And on the 20th, it says 1 primary and 3 supplemental. So you can see there's this new 7th Corps that doesn't exist. They just came out into the reserve pile. So there's 3 cards for them. And then there's a 21st Army Group card. All of them are being added in. And so we're gonna shuffle those. So the Allied command deck just got a little bit bigger. Okay, I'm gonna look at the rule book here. We move to December 20th. And as soon as I'm done shuffling and have a free hand, I'll pick up the camera and show it to you. Here we go. Our FAR is still 4, unchanged, but you can see we went from 7 cards to 8, so our deck is going to be a little bit bigger. The command level stays at 3, so the Allied impulses are staying about the same. The German movement restrictions end. Okay, so what does that mean? That means I don't have to worry about squiggly lines anymore. I mean, when I'm deploying units, I still have to worry about squiggly lines, but now these purple units can go south of the squiggly line from now on. So I can help out however I need to with the squiggly lines. Okay, next is we have to start doing fuel checks. So you're gonna see some of our units run out of fuel, and that's gonna suck. These 2 yeses are our ability to cancel them. So we can actually cause those units to stay in the fuel. And then replacements. That means we can actually heal our guys, which you're gonna see a lot of. And then by the end of this turn, if we somehow can squeak out more than 40 points, we actually win. I would have to get across the Meuse this turn in order for that to happen. So that's our situation. So we're going to draw 8 cards. All right, so coming over to here, let me move this out of the way so you can see. Primary cards for sure come down. It is December 20th, so one supplemental card is coming into the game. And we're going to go ahead and shuffle these. And we said that 8 cards now are coming in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 cards are coming in. And these go back. These go on top. And then these are going to get shuffled in. Okay, so reinforcements, we're probably going to hit those rules this game, or replacements, or whatever they're called. Basically, I'm just going to keep calling it healing my units, which I know is more of a D&D type of thing. There is an order, meaning you have to heal your non-elite units first, and the only way you can heal an elite unit is if all of your other units in the core have been healed to full health. So that's why I didn't ever want to take damage with my elite units. So we do have that issue. Our hand, as always, is just 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll look at it after we're done with supply. So we just did the card phase, and you can see that starting on turn 21, December 21st, we're going to get this nasty thing. And if we ever draw an air power, we're going to lose one of our cards from our hand. And that's nasty because it's always going to be our best card. We can still play Bridge Engineer cards if we wanted. I haven't been doing that. And then we determine supply. And now Germans can be out of supply as well. So we have to be mindful of that. And of course, we have out of fuel checks. And actually, I can go ahead and look at my hand now. Out of fuel checks are going to be like this card here. See how it has 21, 24, 27 written on it? If I were to draw this card on December 21st, this 2nd SS Panzer Division, all 3 of these units would be out of fuel. Now, I know I'm not going to draw this card on the 21st because this will be in my discard pile. However, we might possibly draw it on the 22nd. And you can see the 9th SS Panzer Division would be impacted. Excuse me. Okay, and then this one also has the 22nd. Those are the only fuel cards I had in my hand, so nobody's out of fuel. So what happens if they're out of fuel? Well, we would put an out of fuel marker on them, and then the card actually gets discarded. And I would start the game with one less card in my hand. And you check this every time you draw the cards, so there is no avoiding it. So whatever cards are in that stack, if any of them say December 20th on them, then we have to discard the card. There's nothing we can do. There's that. Okay, so let's do supply. And supply is going to be, in some places we made some victories, and in other places we made some sadness. So let's do our units. First of all, our units can trace to a road that easily crosses a German bridge and easily goes all the way across. So this unit, even though it's all the way down here, he is in supply. So no worries there. And all of our purple units are in supply. In fact, every unit here is in supply, including this one. This unit is not in supply, and that was the plan, right? So we just put a low supply marker on him, and pretty soon I'm going to make sure these units are low supply because I no longer can defeat them. So we're going to just try to beat them another way. And now moving up, this unit here, I have to be careful because since I have so many units moving across the map, I no longer have an empty map that I can put my camera down on. This unit is now in supply because he can go through this unit here and make the road, so his marker goes away. We had progress on him, but unfortunately we lost it. And then if we come up here, this unit is now low supply, but our Vonderheit is supplied. So we are able to easily trace to a road that goes home. And this unit up here is still supplied. I know it's hard for you to see, but he easily goes right through the forest here and gets to that road. So we'd have to cut him off with zone of control. And there is a possibility we can do it, but we gotta activate first. So we only have 2 of their units out on low supply. This little push that they did in the middle was very unfortunate because we were getting ready to make this guy fall. Now we're on the verge of, we're in defensive mode here because they have a lot of powerful units. The good news for us though is that's the only place that they are powerful. Everywhere else we're knocking them down. And so that's what we got to take advantage of. And really I got to take advantage of my Tokyo Express here, which I'm making a reference to. Pacific region, I understand, but we're going to be, we're going to be creating our own Ho Chi Minh Trail. See, I'm just bringing in every Asian war that I can think of, and we're going to get to this muse. So let's try to do it. Okay, so I believe we're ready to start. So it is our turn, and we have some awesome cards, by the way. We have this one, which are the orange units, and you can see here it only repairs 1, so it's very painful, but we can activate them. These are some divisional activations, and you can see that there is no repair on these ones. So what I'm thinking we could do is we could use this for the combat engineer in case there's somebody with an improved position we want to attack. I think the units that we surrounded up here in the north are in a improved position. They are. So if I did want to dare to attack them, I could use combat engineers. And then we have this awesome sauce. We have 2 army cards. So that's fantastic. Although the 5th Army, so here's the thing with the army cards. Obviously, it lets you deploy all army. Unfortunately, our reserves has all 3 different armies in it. Here, let me show you. We got 1 from the 7th on the left, 1 from the 5th in the middle, and then 2 from the 6th on the right. So these army cards are not going to help us to deploy everything. The camp group in this situation would allow me to activate these blue and those orange, but other than retreating, I don't really know what to do with them. There's no way they have the strength to attack. And then we can do any command event, which that's something, let's consider what kind of command events do we have available to us. So we're not allowed to do special events. So we have there is a bridge protect. So if the Allies ever destroy a bridge, we can say, nope, it's going to stay intact. I keep forgetting about that one. We have commandos, which would cause the Allies to skip their impulse. And then, of course, there's a bridge engineer. So there's also a fuel priority command. And that would allow us to, instead of discarding the card when we're out of fuel, we can save it. So these army cards are not going to give us much. I was hoping that there was some reinforcements on there, but we can activate any 1 corps, which is still good. And the same with the 6th Army. They both have the similar wording. We have a division card here. And we are on the 20th, not the 21st. This Allied command crisis looks very interesting. It would have caused the British units to be delayed by a day. And that's actually super powerful because the British units show up on the other side of the Meuse. And remember, we're trying to get across the Meuse. So it would have been nice to play this, but it has to be December 21st. We're on December 20th. So I think we're going to miss our opportunity to delay the British. So that's unfortunate. And then we have the Purple Corps straight up. And here you can see this one will give 2 repair points to the Corps. So what do we want to do? Well, one of the things I can do is, remember, it's 3 points to activate, or it's 3 points per impulse. So I can spend this to repair one, and let's see what is even eligible to be repaired. This unit is already full strength, and this unit is on his replacement. So I will go ahead and play this, and we're gonna repair one. And I'm gonna grab 62nd Division here. So you can see this guy has 3 pips and then eventually goes to 4. But at 3 pips, he's at least a little stronger. And so we got him repaired up. That'll make defending a little better. And then I still have something else I can do. Now, one of the things I can do is repair 2 of the purple divisions. But instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the 5th Panzer Army. And we're going to activate the purple division straight up. So in doing so, it's going to cause these bridges, or these roadblocks, to trigger. This one's a 3, and I rolled a 4. So this one disappears. And then this one is a 5. And so this is the one we got our fingers crossed. We really need a good roll. Big bucks, no whammies. And we got it. I know it looks crazy on the camera, but it's a 9. So I'm trying my hardest not to cheer because it's gonna make my throat, make me cough. I wanted to cheer when I saw it. So anyways, we got extremely lucky here. And so I'm activating, as I mentioned, and so off we go. I can now go into towns like this and don't have to roll roadblock checks anymore. I still have to check for bridges, but no more roadblock checks. And roadblock checks only happen now in cities, and we already took this city way down here. And we can go south of the squiggly. So there's a lot of options now. One of the things I'm contemplating doing is coming back this way and surrounding them from the other side. The problem I have is this unit is a pesky one, and he's in the way. This one is a bracket, and I want to keep a unit like that on Bastogne for now. Also, this road here is now cut off by these guys. Now, granted, they're all weak, but I don't need to keep this guy here. That city is now ours, so they can't even trace supply through that route anymore. That's the whole reason of putting that there. So I can move 3 spaces is where I'm going with this. So I can go 1, 2. This is just 1 point to cut across there. And then 3, and this is with the idea of coming in and relieving Bastogne, so then this guy can move some other way. I have this whole set of units here, which has to spend 3 movement points just to get onto the road. But that's fine. And then we would go 4, 5 to get to there. Okay, so then this one has 3 movement points. And I don't know where to go with him, to be quite honest. There's a part of me that thinks I should try to come down here and take this. So I will. I'm gonna go 1, 2, and then 3, and then we're gonna check for this bridge. I rolled a 3, so nothing's happening there. This guy can move 5, and we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're gonna take 2 more victory points. So that puts us up to 28. And then this guy can go 5, and this is attractive because it's worth 5. However, it's not on the other side of the Meuse. And I think I want to get to the other side of the Meuse before the British show up. So what's my best route? It's going to be this way. And I want to get across. See, if I go to here, this is still potentially a roadblock because he's a victory point city. So I want to get across in a way that's not going to be a victory point city because I don't want roadblocks. And I only get to move 5 spaces. That's the other issue. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And I think it's to my benefit to have a whole front behind me that I can cover. Now, that city up there is worth 10 points. I would love to take that city, but I'm not up there. I have the option to cut through here, but then I think I'm going to have to deal with units to my south and units to my north. So I'm going to go 5 to here and then try to cut across this way. Okay, and then in doing so, I did claim this city as German. And hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one stays there. And that one also becomes German. So from a supply perspective, those roads are cut off from supply. Okay. So that's purple. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but I'm quite happy with that. Now, I do have this stack of 3 here. Now, I can't just go across this river, but I can retreat. This would cost me 2, 3, 4, and then 5, and try to come across this way. This would be a river I'd have to cross. So let's say I did show up here. I'm not going to be cutting them off from supply at all. All I'm doing is giving them some relief. So I'm not too thrilled about that. I mean, I can attack him again to see what would happen. Remember, he's elite and he absorbs a hit. It's really hard because these units are full strength, but if I take any hits at all, I'm doing damage to some of my best units here. But I need to get through them. That's the other problem I have. I'm only going to be drawing 3 chits, and it's a minimum of 2. He's going to absorb 1 hit. 4, 8, that's 11 to 3. It's not even going to be 3 times. It's going to be 3 to 1 odds. That's not the greatest. It's not the worst either, but it'd be nice if it was 4 to 1. And it all depends on what I would get. I mean, now, can I play a combat tactic? Of course. I'm already at the end of my impulse. So, like, I could play maybe the 6th Panzer and play any tactic I want. And so I can play one that gives me another point, which makes it 4 to 1 odds. It's not the worst thing in the world to do. I was really hoping to use this to activate maybe the Yellow Corps. And with the right camp group token, I could probably activate multiple corps. That's what I'm hoping to do. And then the only other thing I have is combat engineers. You know what? Let's try it. I'm not a big fan of this. You know, this is going to potentially be. This is going to potentially backfire on me big time, and that's the thing that I'm concerned about. Is I don't want to be creating a situation that's worse than it already is. So that's the thing I have to really be careful about here. But I don't know what to do. I can't just sit there forever, and so that's my dilemma. And so I have to come up with some plan here, and I don't know what else I can do other than just give them some sort of combat tactic, but I don't know what that combat tactic's going to be. That's the real issue I have. So anyways, I'm still thinking, sorry. I'm going to go ahead and do it. It's 2 minimum, 3 maximum. We're 3-to-1 odds. So let's do it. Okay, so we got to hope for big, there are tokens that will help us. It's just that there's tokens that won't help us too, and that's the big dilemma here. So if I can get just one hit on him, I'll make him retreat, and then he's all of a sudden a lot weaker. All right, so here we go. There's 2. And, ooh, this is a good one. We have combined arms. He does not. So that'll be absorbed by the town. And then that's a good one. We have 3-to-1 odds. So we couldn't have asked for it to be any more perfect, to be quite honest. I can draw a third one, but I'm very paranoid that if I draw a third one, I would negate a hit because he's in a town. So I'm going to stop there. The first one's absorbed by the town, but the second one will force him to retreat. He wants to retreat this way, and he can't. So then he's going to retreat west, because that's the closest to his retreat path. This is actually working out for us, because that's the opposite direction of his reinforcements. And so, yes, we will move in and take that, and that's another 2 victory points. That's even sweeter. So we're up to 30. If I can cross the Muse, we actually win the game. Isn't that crazy? So let me put these in the cup. Okay, so that ends our turn. So now it's their turn. It is going to be the 18th. So these are all the really tough guys. There's nobody to deploy. Let me check to see if they have anybody to expedite. So that is here. These are all British. Look at this giant stack of British units. Oh, this is the next day. I'm sorry. They have nobody to expedite, so that's not happening. So now they do have the ability to heal. Heal 2. Now the rules are very specific. They will only do the heal option if they can heal at least 2. If there's only 1 wounded unit, they skip it. So unfortunately, I don't think any of them are wounded. I think they're all pretty badass right now. Yeah, they're not wounded, because even this guy wasn't wounded, the one we just hit. All he did was retreat. So we took the victory points from him, but he didn't take any actual damage. Okay, so now they're going to try to activate. And they will activate if they have double the strength of somebody next to them. So I'm looking here, and I see 4, 8 strength to 5. That's not quite double. Can they benefit from an improvement position? Yes, they can, because this guy who just retreated can. So we will activate. It just needs 1 unit. That's all it takes. So I'm going to draw 3 cards. Oh my gosh, we got some offensive actions going on here. Okay, major offensive. Strength of a unit stack and other active units have to be greater than double the proximate German unit stack. Okay, so what that's saying is We have to start on number 1 and go up to 19, okay? So number 1 is going to be these armored units here. In fact, that guy. So if this one, let's try to get more in position. So what it's saying is if this stack and other active units are greater than double the proximate German. So let's pick on this one, because this is the lowest strength German. He's got a strength of 5. So these guys are not active, so they don't count. But this one is, and he can come and reinforce this space, like he just moved there. So we're at 12 to 5. That's already double the German. So these guys are going to activate, and they're going to do a major offensive against him. So this one is going to advance to there and destroy his improved position. And if these guys are attacking, their improved position gets destroyed. They don't get to keep it if they attack. Okay, it says all active units proximate to the strongest qualifying German unit stack move to target and attack. So then the question becomes, can I get close to these? That's a good question. I mean, because this one's a 3. So I could have moved, for example, to here and then to there, but I don't think they have enough movement. 4, 5, that's 8. Times 2 is 16. Yeah, they don't have enough. This is the one they're going to go after. Okay. All active units move to target and attack. Other proximate units in same army reinforce. Oh my gosh. And then any out of contact units also redeploy. So they're saying this one's going to reinforce, even though he's not the same corps, because they're the same army. So let's rethink this. He's got 4, 8, 12, 15, 18, and then this is even 19, 20, 21. This is 3, 4, 5, 9. See, the question is they got to be able to get next to the unit. And with their movement points, they can't just get lollygag through. Like, I could, for example, these two armors, one of them can move here. So that'd be 4, 7, 10. And then this one can move there for 14 against 4, 7, 8. See, it's, well, 4, 7, 10, 4, 8, 11, 14, and 4 is 15, 16, 17, 18 to 8. But remember, this river is cutting his strength in half. So this becomes 16 to 8. So it said go after the strongest German stack. It didn't say go after the weakest. So the strongest is this guy. So what would happen then is this guy, number 1, China number 1, he would go here to attack there. This one would go up to reinforce here. This one would reinforce. This whole stack would attack. And then this unit here, that costs 4 movement just to go there, so he can't do anything. But we can reinforce with these guys. So the 2 lowest numbered ones would just move 1, 2 like that. Now, are these guys out of contact? Good question. It's in Allied communication and no German unit proximate, and its removal would not create a gap. No German unit is proximate, so these guys are out of communication. So I can just remove them, and then he's going to boom. He's just gonna plop in right behind him. So now we're surrounded, and he does get to do that because he has communication going in this way. Well, actually, does he? We have zone of control here, zone of control there. But this guy has, remember, they can zigzag however they like. So they can go down and through. They don't get to go through the town, but they can go right around the town here, along the river, and then in. So if I would have kept a unit in this town, then I could have cut them off. But I can't. So they could zigzag and do their loop-de-loops through here and then get to there. Now that does create a situation where he's in risk of being surrounded. So let me check that, whether or not that would actually happen. It's section 10 point something. I just don't remember where. Ten 10.64. This is a really complicated action. It'll only do it if it's not in danger of surround. So he's in danger of surround because I could easily go bing, 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 or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and surround him. So he will not go here. He cannot go, well, he's in danger of surround here, but he can go here and reinforce that spot. Because I don't think it says that it has to go into a empty space. So, and then this one does not have a strength of 8 or more. So I can't take a unit from here. But don't you think that's maybe enough? So this one is German proximate. Well, is he? We can't move here to this space actually. So he can leave because it's not German proximate. I need to look up what proximate. Does proximate mean move to that spot or just in zone of control of that spot? I'm pretty sure it's move to. The unit has sufficient movement points to reach the target in one move. So nobody can reach that tank in one move. Its removal would not create a gap in the line. I just find it hard to believe that this unit is out of contact just because I can't move to that space. I mean, he's in my zone of control, so I'm just not accepting that that's out of contact. So I'm gonna leave him there. I can accept that somebody behind him is out of contact, but I'm not accepting that this is out of contact. Yes, I cannot figure out how to move to this location because of the way zone of control is. I don't have the ability to move there, but I don't think that means that he's out of contact. I could be wrong, but okay, so let's say he was out of contact, then what would happen is this unit would end up here in this stack. Because all out of contact is going to assist. Okay, I'm gonna take the rules literally. He has to go here. So we have ourselves a cluster bomb of an attack here. 1, 2, let's see, 2, 4, 5 chit minimum. Holy cow, that's a lot. That's a 5 chit minimum. And then they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and this gets destroyed, by the way. So they have 10. But they're not done. They have 10, but they're doing this major offensive with tank battalion and artillery on top of it. So that makes them go to 12. And they get to draw another card, which adds another artillery that doesn't do anything for them strength-wise, but it means they actually go to 13 for how many chits they can pull. This is a huge battle. Okay, so they're gonna win. We're in trouble. Now, I get to play a card. So I get to play just one card. And I think I'm gonna play a combat engineer card. Because combat engineer on defense puts an improvement marker down for me. And I cannot do it if they have a combat engineer, but they don't. They have tank battalion and artillery. So this is the combat engineer card. I'm going to play that. And I'm going to at least improve my chances because that absorbs 1 hit for me. They are going to break off combat if they take 2 hits. Okay, so, but it is a 5 minimum chit hit. They have tank battalion, which means they get to add +1. So let's add their strength. This strength is cut in half because they're cutting across a river. 3, 6, and 4 is 10. So this is only 5 strength here. 9, 11, 14, 18, 21, 24. Okay? So that's a 24 strength attack against 4, 7, 8. So it's 3 to 1. That's not bad for us. I mean, 3 to 1 is way better than 4 to 1. Now their tank battalion gives them 1 more strength, but that's not enough to make it 4 to 1. So I put this I got this guy with a 3 on him, and I'm just going to set him over here to show that it's 3 to 1. And let's go ahead and make sure we're not missing anything. The Allied attack does follow a slightly different procedure than... So we played our German combat. We draw the combat chits. Yeah, so we're going to do this now. And remember, it's 5 minimum. So we're going to draw 5. And if we've done 2 hits to them, they break off right away. And then after that, they're going to draw 1 at a time. So we're going to draw 5. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to... Let's hope for some good ones here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so Allied air power. German air power. Nothing's happening there. Combat engineer. Defender's recon. Yeah, we don't have recon. We have an engineer, but that's not counting that. That doesn't mean we're taking a hit. Is the defender elite? It is, so we get a D-1. Does the defender have artillery? No. The attacker does. So there's a hit. So these 2 are going to cancel. Is it a large attack? This is not the priority side. We don't know yet, because the attackers could break off before this happens. We've drawn 5. So now they're going to draw 1 at a time. They didn't take any hits yet, so is it a city or a forest? It is a forest, so we reduce a hit. Oh my gosh, we're doing so well. And then one more. That's this one. Then one more. Greater than 6 to 1, not the case. Greater than 4 to 1, not the case. This one is now coming in, so those two cancel out. And I probably should. Let's keep these. This was what? 1, 2. Three. So there's 3 here, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's 13 total. 7, 8. Not happening. This one's happening. He's taken 1 hit. 8. 9. I do have a defender adjacent, so that's the 2 hits. So he breaks off. Okay, so now I can safely throw these in. We did 2 hits to him. This cancels his hit, so we've canceled all their hits. Oh my gosh. We survived this. And not only that, but we have an improved position marker. We didn't even have to use it. And he took 2 hits. This is payback, punk, for every time you've done this to me. Oh, I can't laugh. It's making me want to cough. Okay, so he's taking 2 hits. So now we got to figure out how that's going to be done. And you can see that here. Assigning hits to attacking allied units. The first hit's a step loss. The second hit is the step loss if the attacker has greater than 4 steps. Otherwise, disperse units. Okay, so it's going to be 2 because he's got a bazillion steps amongst all of his units. So it's going to go to the participating stack with the most steps, selecting highest numbered multi-step unit. Okay, if none, then to the highest numbered 1-step unit. And then if stacks have the same number of steps, apply the selector number criteria to all units. Okay, so we got to look here. This is 2, 4, 6. This is 2, 4, 6. And 2, 4, 6. So now they're all the same. So we're just going to hit the 2 guys that have the highest number. And they can't be in the same stack. I have to distribute them. So this is a 2, a 15, and a 10. So this 15 is a candidate. This is a 8, 6, 3, 1, 10, 8. The 15 takes the hit first. It's an elite unit. Yay. All right, so this stack is not allowed to take any more hits. It has to be one of these 2 stacks. So 1, 10, 8, 8, 6, 3. So the 10 is going to take the hit here. There you go. Wow, what a battle that was. And we're not even done with the actions, by the way, folks. That was just this card. Okay, now we got a combined arms attack, which I don't think is going to happen because everybody who's already activated doesn't get to activate again. So if the strength of the unit stack and other active units is greater than 2x the approximate German unit, then it would do another big attack. So this card's not going to do anything. There's nobody left to do anything with. And then there's pull back. If they're in a unit stack is in a hex less than 5, able to move, and they're out of communication or in danger of surround. None of them are in danger of surround, and none of them are out of communication. So they're not going to do anything. And then we're going to put an improvement marker. Let me zoom out for you here. Improvement marker goes here because he didn't activate. And then anywhere else that's not a town would get one, but everybody else is in a town. So nothing happens to them. Okay, whew, that was their turn. Okay, it's back to us, and I didn't show you, but I drew these 2 cards. I only have 5 cards in my hand because one of them was played for my to defend myself there. But I got the red core, which remember this would be nice to do some healing. And then I got this one, which is nice for assault coordination. And I do have a purple, which I can't activate them again. I sort of want to, but I can't. But I could use it to maybe heal them. So I'm just going to hold on to that for now. I think I'm going to play this one to just do a healing. We're going to assign 1 repair point to the core. And the one I want to repair, this one actually would be nice to repair, but let's repair this guy because he can now finally put zone of control on him. And that's it. I mean, there's nothing else I can do. Nothing else exciting about that. So now I get to play a card. And the camp group card, camp group is very attractive right now. I can put the camp group card even on a space that has the enemy. So I'm going to play the 6th Panzer Army, okay? And I'm going to place my camp group right on top of the enemy there. So 2 in every direction, including this stack and this stack. They're all activating. Now, one thing I can possibly do is move it. I'm going to move it 1 more this way. I don't need to activate these guys. So we're going to activate all of these at once. And I have to cough, so bear with me. I'm actually going to end the video and I'll see you on the other side.